How's it going, guys? So welcome for joining me today. Today is February 17, 2021. Before we get this started, I would like to say happy birthday to Michael Jordan, the man, the legend. He is turning 58 today. Michael Jordan, happy birthday. Okay. And after that, let's jump into our topic of the conversation today. And the fourth topic of conversation today, we are going to discuss Jake Paul versus Ben Askren. When the mixed martial art world and also the sports world as a whole, when are they going to have full attendance, full arena, where all fans could attend? Also, the recently announced Bellator Light Heavyweight Grand Prix, and also the ending of Reebok deal with the UFC and the introduction of Venum, the new deal into the UFC. Alright, let's jump into the topic one of the conversation, which is of course the announcement of Jake Paul versus Ben Askren, which is scheduled for March 28th. I thought, let me double check that. Okay, March 28th this year. I thought it was April 17th, but I just saw a post that said that's March 28th. Okay, but how I got here, it says April 17th, 2021. Okay, so if you guys don't know, here is a bit of background about these two fighters. The first one is Jake Paul. He is a YouTube star. He's a YouTube star. So far, he has got 2 pro boxing fight. His previous fight was against Nate Robinson, and of course, you know, he destroyed the guy. Nate should not be in there, and of course he knocked him to F out. And now his next opponent is going to be against the former 1 champion and also the former Bellator welterweight champion. Yeah. You know what? I am not gonna lie to you guys. I am kind of excited about this fight. It's just the fact that, well, you know what? I find this fight very entertaining. I mean, on one hand, we have Jake Paul, the guy's a beast. I realize that I say that with a grain of salt. It's just the fact that, well, he's only got 2 pro fight, but however, he is 24 years old. Ben Askren is pushing 37. He is 36 right now, I believe. Yes, he's 36 right now. And as right now, they have not discussed the weight that they are fighting at. It's just been announced it's going to be around 185 to 190, around there. And a lot of people, they are having mixed emotion and mixed feeling about this. Me personally, this is just my opinion. Me personally, I look at this right here. It says March 28th, 2021, Los Angeles. I am gonna double check on that. I know that it is promoted by Thriller, but on Thriller it says April 17th, 2021. Okay, so let's get back into this. As a fight fan, as a person that turned to fighting as a form of entertainment. And to me, this is a nice balance between entertainment, which is what Jake Paul is bringing to this, and also what Ben Askren is bringing to this. I realize that there is a bit of an age gap. Jake Paul's 24, Ben Askren is 36, and also on top of that, Jake Paul he's coming to a stage where he's going to his prime. But however, Ben Askren, he is the exact opposite. He's a former 2 Division 1 champion. Also like I mentioned previously, former Bellator and 1 championship champion, welterweight champion. But Ben Askren, he's known for his wrestling. His takedown, his ability to grind his opponent and eventually finish him off, either through submission or just a lopsided division from the judges. But however, this is not a mixed martial art event. This is a boxing event. And after that's being said, since it is a boxing event, I am gonna lean towards Jake Paul. As right now, if you guys are gonna ask me who I'm picking to win for this fight, this boxing fight, like I said, boxing fight, not a mixed martial art fight, I am 100% leaning towards Jake Paul. I realize that 1% is saying a lot, but come on, man. Jake Paul's 24, but Askren's 36, and I believe that the age is going to be a big factor. It's going to be a big deciding factor heading into this fight. And also, Jake Paul has been recently training with Jorge Masvidal at ATT, and as you guys know, Jorge was Ben's Askren last opponent into UFC before he decided to announce his retirement, and that was a ridiculous fight. I mean, he finished Ben Askren in about 5 seconds. A lot of the critics, a lot of even the media people, they said that fight should have lasted a lot less. And yeah. And also, like I said, this is going to be a Ben Askren pro debut. Ben Askren has never had a pro boxing fight before, and this is going to be his pro debut. I think Jake Paul is going he's going to put it to him. He is going to put it to him. Okay, so that is the first topic of the conversation today. Is Jake Paul taking on Ben Askren. I'd like to hear from you guys. Tell me what you think in the comment below. Who you think is gonna win this match on this fight right here. I'd love to hear from you. And if you have not, please subscribe. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter. I don't have a Facebook account, and I don't have any attention to. Alright, so that was my quick thought on Ben Askren taking on Jake Paul. Like I said, you guys, I am picking Jake Paul to win this one. Okay, so let's head on to the topic of the conversation today. It is full arena and fans. When do you think the UFC and the sports fans, the sport world as a whole, when are they gonna allow back? When are they allowed the fans back at full capacity? Let's have a quick discussion about this. Me personally, realistically, I don't see them having a full fan back until, I would say, the third quarter, the last third quarter of the year. I say like October, November. And the reason behind that is that, well, COVID has been such a big hit to the world. Me personally, I am 36 years old. Oh, sorry, 36, I wish. I'm 38 years old, and I would never thought that I would ever see a time in the world where it's being shut down, where you asked to go home, don't come out, sit home, stay in, because it's safe. It's safe for everyone else around you. Regardless if you're healthy or not, you could go out and get food, and that's about it. And I am from Canada, and as right now, our phases of reopening, I'm from Alberta. And in Alberta, we have 4 phases of opening, and the way that the government of Alberta are doing it is that phase 1, if they're going by the hospital rate, and phase 1, if there are less than 600 people in hospital, phase 1 will be open, and phase 2, if there are less than 450 people in hospital, they would choose to reopen phase 2. Phase 3, it is 300. And phase 4, and you know what, before I moved on, phase 3 is the area that I'm working in, because for the general public in the serving industry, I work in the serving industry, and I am part of phase 3. So I am technically on a leave of absence until it is less than 300 people in hospital. And phase 4, the final phase, it's 150. But however, throughout each stage, there must be at least 3 weeks in between stage, where the with the sorry, where Deanna Hinshaw, she is the chief healthcare in the province of Alberta. She get to choose and decide if the province will move forward, or if the province are going to go back. I realize I just mentioned it's basing on hospital rate. The other big factor in this is that as right now, there's also variants. There are also additional variants, and depending on how high that variants are, they could choose to change the number accordingly, which to me, I think is ridiculous, because this is 2021. We are dealing with this since February of 2020. It's over a year. This is the second wave, and today's February 17th, as I previously mentioned, and yesterday on the 16th, they have announced that there are 356 people in hospital, and this is still phase 1. Phase 1 was reopened on February 8th. Okay, so that is a bit of a rant that I just went on. So the original question on topic 2 was that when, and like I mentioned, it's gonna be the third quarter of 2021 for not just Canada, but as North America as a whole. I mean, as right now, your president Joe Biden, he does have this challenge to the United States citizen of how they are going to try to administer 100 million doses in 100 days. But however, a week after that, Moderna has come up with a vaccine. I believe it's Moderna. Don't quote me on that. Is that previously, as right now, everyone that choose to take the vaccine, because it's optional, it's not mandatory, because there are anti-vaxxers that choose not to take it, and the government cannot force them to take it. Previously, you must take 2 doses, and about 3 to 4 weeks there. After the first dose, you must take 3 to 4 weeks. In Alberta, after your first dose, the third week after that is 21 days. But however, since there is a bit of a shortage of delivery, they are pushing that back between 21 to 30 days. I realize that is what they are doing here in Alberta. I'm not sure how it's being done in the United States, but what I've known is that, according to reports, President Joe Biden have purchased another, I believe, 100 million doses, and now he is pushing up the vaccination from the challenge from 100 million in 100 days to 150 million people to be vaccinated in 100 days. That is a 50% increase, and that's a lot. That's a lot, from 100 to 150 million. You guys, to everyone that's listening from the United States, you guys, man, like, I feel for you guys. I mean, it's not just the COVID, it's not just the vaccine, and also it's the stimulus package that Joe Biden is trying to push through, and there are a lot of resistance from the other side, from the Republican, and I realize it's 1.6 trillion with a T. That is a lot, but at the end of the day, like, people are dying. Like, I feel for you. I mean, I don't know. Like, I just don't know. I don't know what could be done. Like, as of right now, I am in quarantine. The only time that I leave my house, my place, is for necessity, which is food. And yeah, like, I don't want to get sick. I try to stay healthy. But for you guys are the center right now. You guys have the most case. And Joe Biden, your president, is doing his best. I just don't understand the risk. I just don't understand the objection from the other side. I mean, I don't know, man. I don't know. So hopefully, let's get back to the topic. I am hoping for October, September for the arena to be fully open, not just for fights. I want it to be for concert, hockey, football, baseball, basketball, all sports are as a whole, and all entertainment. For me, I miss going to games. I miss going to hockey game, and Rogers Arena in Edmonton, Alberta, because that's where I live. I've never been in there. Tickets are high. I think it's the minimum's like $200 for a ticket, but the price it's gonna go down, and there are scalpers for less. But I've never been in there. I want to go out there. I want to go to the hockey game, and I realized that this topic is just me being selfish. But you know what? I'm tired of this. I'm tired of staying home. I want to go out. I want to interact. And phase 1, I am allowed to go like bars, but the bars are closed at 11. And the number is going down, but it's like, I don't want to go out. I am an extrovert. I like to go out. I like to meet people. I like to interact. Okay. Alright, so let's head on to our third topic of the day, which is the Bellator Light Heavyweight Grand Prix. It was announced last week that this tournament was going to take place with 8 participants, and the 8 participants are as follows. We got Ryan Bader, Phil Davis, Yoru Machida, Corey Anderson, Anthony Johnson, UL Romero, Vadim Nemkov, and you guys, I am going to butcher this guy's name. It's Devlethan Yakshimuradov. Yeah. So let's go with that one. Okay. So it was announced last week also as well that Bellator had just recently signed with Showtime Entertainment, and moving on forward into the near future, there are going to be specifically Showtime. They are going to be specifically being the showcase for Bellator products and Bellator events moving forward. And the first round of the tournament will take place on April 9th, 2021 at Bellator 256. And for this event, the winner will be crowned the Bellator Light Heavyweight Champion. It's just the fact that Vadim Nemkov, he is their current champion at the moment. And in Bellator, if you beat the champ, you will become the champion as well. And since the champ is in the tournament, if he does not win the tournament, someone else will, obviously. And that person will be considered as the Bellator new light heavyweight champion. And on top of that, that individual will also receive the belt for winning the tournament as a whole, and also a $1 million and also will receive $1 million prize pool as well, grand prize. And the first round, the quarterfinal of the event, it is scheduled as followed. I'll get it right down right here. We got Ryan Bader taking on Yoru Machida in the first round, Phil Davis taking on Vadim Nemkov, Corey Anderson taking on Devlethan Yabanperov. Sorry, man. And rounding it off, we got UL Romero taking on Anthony Johnson. Holy smoke. I honestly believe that the winner of this tournament will be the world best light heavyweight champion. And the reason why I say that is that this is so deep, and also that John Jones is no longer, he has no desire to compete in the division. He wants to move up to heavyweight, and if that's the case, the winner of this team right here should be, and I believe that, I said it should be, the best in the world. So yeah, as right now, you know what, one of the things that I like to do is that I like to make picks, because I like to see if I win or if I lose. And as me looking on this bracket, I'm picking UL. I'm picking UL Romero as the winner. I believe that he has three opportunity to win the light heavyweight champion in UFC, and he was robbed except for the last one versus Israel Adesanya. But I also believe that but also like a lot of people believe that he kind of beat Israel Adesanya in that one as well. But it was such a close fight, and I just don't understand his approach. I don't understand his game plan. I don't know why he chose to do what he did. I mean, the word that's being passed around a lot is statue. It essentially that is what he was doing, but he went in there, he turtle up, and just stand there and wait to counter. I hate it. I hate that approach. It sucks that he lost that fight, but in a way, I'm kind of glad that he did, because that is ridiculous. That was not what I expected from that fight. And Anthony Johnson's a beast. Ryan Bader is a former champion, he's a beast. Lyoto Machida is a beast as well. Like, all these guys are beasts. And Vadim Nemkov, as their current champion, he has to beat Ryan Bader to become the champ. And as for now, Vadim, he's 5-0, 5-0 in that division. I realized that it's kind of tough to pick against the champ because he's undefeated, but I am going to pick against the champ. It's just the fact that me looking at this list right here, looking at this bracket, I believe that any given day, anyone could be beat, including the person that I just picked, which is Yoel Romero. And of course, the first person that he's fighting is Anthony Johnson. And Anthony Johnson, he's a knockout artist. He's been just destroying everybody. Like, holy smokes. I believe that Yoel Romero and Anthony Johnson was Bellator's biggest signing to date. I realized that that is taking a bit of away from Ryan Bader, because he is one of their first champ. And also Ryan Bader, he is their current heavyweight champion. But for going to Bellator, he didn't have as much hype as UL did. He's talented, don't get me wrong. Both of them, like both UL and Ryan. And if you look back to Ryan Bader's history, he started out in The Ultimate Fighter. He won that. He went on this unbelievable undefeated streak until he ran into John Jones, which gave him his first loss. And then fast forward a few years, and here we are. He's sitting as the champ. Oh, sorry, he was the former champ, but he is still their heavyweight champion. Also, Scott Coker did mention that there is a possibility of Bellator holding a interim heavyweight championship title fight if Ryan Bader gets deep into this tournament. So that tells me that there are options for Ryan Bader when he comes back. If he gets deep into the tournament, let's say if he wins it, so now he's once again their champ. And since he just competed in the light heavyweight, he does have the option to move back up to heavyweight, and that will bring in a lot of eyes. It's just the fact that it's going to be the unification title against whoever at that time will be the Bellator interim champion. And you guys, you know what? At the end of the day, it's not just fighting. It's about making money. not. And when we say making money, I mean for the company. And anytime that you get a unification belt, the ratings will go up. People will want to come in. They want to see it. They want to watch the fight. You will put ass in seat, and that would translate to profit, more money through sponsor, ticket sales, like everything as a whole, and also to the fighter. And if Ryan Bader will get himself into that position, the future is bright for him. It's like, I'm not saying that it's not now. I mean, he is still their champ, but this is another big tournament for Ryan Bader. And for the rest, and when I say the rest, I'm talking about Venum, Anthony Johnson, and Yoel Romero. Venum, if he managed to win this tournament, he will solidify himself as being the best in the world, and not just that, the best in Bellator. Yeah, this is gonna be a big step for him. And for Anthony Johnson and Yoel Romero, the question is gonna be asked is that, did they make the right decision to jump ship to come over to Bellator? There has been a discussion that for Yoel, is that the money was not right. He was not happy, and that's the reason why he asked for I'm sorry guys, I got a bunch of I just got the hiccup. Is that the money was not right for him, and he has to be traded, he has to be released, in which the UFC granted his release. And also another reason for Yoel is that he was 1-4, so he's 1-3, so 1 win, 3 loss in his last 4 fights, and the odds of him fighting for the UFC light heavyweight again, it's very unlikely. It's just the fact that that division during that time that he was leaving, they're stacked. He fought, what's his name, Robert Whittaker twice. He lost them both, and Whittaker right now is ranked number 2. He also lost to Paulo Costa, and Costa right now is ranked number 3. And the champ, which is ridiculous of a match, and he lost that one as well. So by just looking at that, holy smoke, just to reconsider that, he is essentially 1-4, not 1-3. He's 1-4 in his last 5. The only person that he beat during that stretch, and I was disappointed, and this is the reason why. He beat Luke Rockhold, and that fight right there was also for the interim title. But however, he was never crowned the interim. Oh, I keep saying light heavyweight. I meant to say middleweight. Yoel Romero as a middleweight in the UFC. Is that during that stretch he had the opportunity to win it 4 times. 4 times, and that's once against the champ, the UFC current champ, Israel Adesanya, twice against Robert Whittaker, and once against Luke Rockhold. But however, for Luke Rockhold, he did win that fight, but he did not make weight, and for that reason, he cannot make claim to the championship title. That was disappointing. Yeah. So that is a quick roundup on Bellator Light Heavyweight Grand Prix. I am sticking with my pick, and that is Yoel Romero, which the fact is that he is competing at light heavyweight instead of middleweight. I believe that his power will transition really well in this weight class. I am looking for this fight. I'm looking forward to April 9th to Bellator 256. Not just for the fight, but also I would like to see the presentation, the product, the collaboration between Bellator and Showcase. I really liked the presentation when they did this announcement of well, I am being a bit biased. It's just the fact that I like Brian Campbell and Luke Thomas, and it's just the way that the presentation when those two men are sitting at the podium and they have the fighters coming up with UL and Faricia Pitbull. Who else? James Gallagher. I thought James Gallagher speaks really well, better than what I'm doing right now. So yeah, I'm looking forward to this fight, guys. Okay, so we are going to head into our final topic of the day, which is the deal between UFC and Venum, and also the end of their deal, the UFC deal with Reebok. So a bit of a history. In 2014, the UFC signed a six-year deal with Reebok to be their official sponsor, and also for the UFC fighter will wear the Reebok's fight kit, and Reebok and the UFC came up with a percentage of what each fighter should be paid per event, and that was a 6-year deal valued at $70 million. And as of this March 2021, the deal will come to an end, and on April 2021, the UFC has partnered with Venum to be their new sponsor and to become their new partner. And also in April, the event that's going to be kicked off this new partnership is going to be on April 10th, their first card in that month, and it's going to be headlined by Darren Till taking on Marvin Vettori. Okay, let's be honest, you guys. The Reebok deal with the Reebok deal with UFC was ridiculous. It was a joke. I mean, they couldn't even get the fighter's name right. And also, I believe that on top of that, the amount of money that they're paying the fighters to wear the products, it was extremely low. There has been a bunch of backlash from the manager, fighter, the fans, the media as well. The media stepped in. It's just the fact that UFC fighter previously, before the Reebok deal, they were making so much more money, more than their fight purse of what the UFC was offering. And with the Reebok deal, which to me was a joke, is that these guys are taking a massive pay cut. And one of the people that has been very vocal about this was Ryan Bader. Ryan Bader, before he went to the Bellator and, as you may know, become their champ, he was mentioning that each fight, he would make more money through sponsorship than he would have made more through the Reeboks. If that's the case, as a fighter, like, why would you continue to bust your ass off, going in there, taking brain damage, and getting punched, kicked, submission, being choked out for a pay cut? And when the pay cut is more than 50%, I'm going to go back to use Ryan Bader as an example. If he was mentioning that through sponsor alone, it's more than what he makes. Let's say he makes $50,000 per fight, and the sponsor will give him 60. Let's say like 6 of them, 6 sponsor, $10,000 each, $60,000. And all of a sudden, Reebok is coming in and give him like $10,000. 10,000 plus 50, that's 60. Okay, I realize it's just a bit over 50. It's just a bit over 50%, but you know what I'm trying to say. Me personally, as a fight fan, I am looking forward to see what this new partnership is gonna bring in, not just financially, just for the fighter, but also the presentation of how the new. I hate using the word kit. I would like to use the word uniform, because I want these guys to be treated as a professional athlete, which they are. Don't get me wrong; these guys are professional athlete. They train their ass off. I want them to be on par. When I say athlete, I want them to be on par with the NBA, the basketball players, the NHL, the NFL, and even NASCAR. Because as of right now, NASCAR is, I believe it's top 4. The top 4 right now, I believe it's football, basketball, and baseball. I realized that you could toss in hockey in there, but there will always be an odd man out. You know what? I am going to toss hockey in there. I say NASCAR will be number 5. And for this new deal, this new sponsorship, I could see the UFC and Venum help propel the fighter into the next stage, the next level, to become more mainstream than what it is right now. That is what I'm hoping for. But what's going to happen? I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen. But yeah, I realized that I'm using butt a lot. I am looking forward to 2021. Not just for the fight. I just want COVID to end. I want everyone to get vaccinated. I want us to go back to the norm. I realized that the norm will not happen this year. The norm, my norm, is that this is what I believe was the norm, is to be able to go out, interact, shake someone's hand, have someone sit next to me, to my left, to my right, regardless if they're a stranger or not, and just sit back, relax, have a few drinks, and just enjoy the game. That is what I want the norm to be. And who knows how that's going to be. Hopefully, by 2023. But I don't know. But what I do know is that I can't do this anymore. I mean, being cooped up inside for the last year. And as previously mentioned, I am from Canada. And man, we are experiencing a second wave right now. You know what? It seems like I'm just going on a tangent. Let's get back into the UFC fight kit and with the new partnership. The UFC or Venum, they have never mentioned how long this is going to be. They never state what is the price point per year. I'm assuming it's going to be at least 3 years. And they did not mention either of how much the fighters are getting paid. So there are a lot of questions going into this new partnership. But you know what? If you look back at it, this versus Reebok, I realized that Reebok, it is a bigger name. I mean, Venum was established in 2006. I don't know what their market cap is, but however, the UFC fighting mixed martial arts their niche. Mixed martial arts the niche market, and I believe is where Venum should be right now. So I am looking forward to this. I am still disappointed with Reebok because they are a branch of Adidas, and Adidas, they got a lot of money. That was a disappointment from what I've seen. So hopefully this will not repeat. Okay.